being volunteer was not my first time in volunteer center Skopje. I was a scout like a young, so it was kind of volunteer job all my young ages. After that I was few times in a different concerts around Poland working like a volunteer. So I think it's a great opportunity for young people to get some opportunities about kind of new understanding of some things. For them for free, they need to pay, and of course what they get is priceless.
Voices to hear.
Hey guys, and welcome to Voices to Hear. I'm Anna Marek, and today we are talking with David Trajkovski, licensed Polish-speaking tourist guide in Macedonia. Thank you for coming.
Hello, welcome.
Introduce yourself.
I'm David, Macedonian guy who lived in Poland. I was a volunteer here in Skopje around 8 years ago. After my volunteer project, I started to work like a tourist guide. Until today, that's my job in Skopje, in all around Macedonia.
Why did you decide to go to Poland for university?
I'm half Polish. My mom is Polish, so that's why it was Poland. And of course was better education. I thought in that period that it's better education to have in the Poland. I was studying tourism, so that's also how I'm working today.
And why did you decide to come back to Macedonia?
Because of the sun. Probably this is my land of sun. I love Macedonia, and I thought it was opportunity for me to start like first Polish-speaking guide, first Polish-speaking guide. So a lot of Polish they are coming to Macedonia.
So let's go back back to the time when you were volunteer in VCS. How do you remember that time?
That was a great period. I was the only Polish guy in that time. There was a bigger group from France. It was a great opportunity to meet the people. The atmosphere, in the office, it was great. We were writing the magazine that period, and also we was working with the major Roma people in Skopje. But really positive period that I spent almost 1 year in the office of Volunteer Center Skopje.
Would you say more about being a volunteer, not only in VCS, because we know it's great, but also like being a volunteer?
Yeah, being volunteer was not my first time in Volunteer Center Skopje. I was a scout like a young, so it was kind of volunteer job all my young ages. After that, I was few times in a different concerts around Poland, working like a volunteer. So I think it's a great opportunity for young people to get some opportunities about kind of new understanding of some things for free. For them for free, they need to pay, and of course what they get is priceless.
Yeah, we can know that even after 3 weeks being here. So what did you learn during that time?
It was the first time for me like working around the magazine. So for me, even the Photoshop was the thing that I don't like actually till today working with PC. So for me it was a lot of time spent in the office. So all this graphic stuff that I learned from managing the magazine.
Okay, so now let's go back to the tourism, because this is what you are doing. You are a tourist guide. So how did it start, the Skopje by David?
I have studied tourism in Poland. So that was the idea that I'm coming back to my homeland. And the idea was to show to my Polish people my Macedonia. Poles, like I said, in the last years, they are one of the most visited tourists in Macedonia. With the Instagram, it was time that I must to do it in these days. I'm part of a big project. It's in Polish. It's called Przewodnicy bez granic. So that's how everything started. It's a big project with Polish tourist guides around the world. We are like more than 50 guides now, really around the world, like from Peru till Bali. So I need to have Instagram to like cooperate with them.
You said about the project that we can translate into English as Guides Without Borders. How did it start?
Guides Without Borders, exactly. It started like even first days of pandemic. It was in the March. I get the phone from Lisbon, from my friend today. He's my friend. Actually, most of us, we don't know each other. So that's the beautiful thing, like in this project. It started in the beginning of pandemic when we understood that probably for next few weeks or maybe a few months, it was more than 1 year, we're gonna stay without job. So that was some kind of thing that we need to do all together and kind of commercial marketing for ourselves.
So it's like you are friends with these people.
Yeah, today they are like, yeah, we are a big family now.
And what's your role in that organization?
I'm presenting Macedonia. So everyone is just presenting the country he is living. Most of them, they are Polish people living around the world.
So let's talk about a little bit about COVID, even though we are done with that. Especially, I think, you, because you are a tourist guide, this is your job. But what do you think, what impact COVID made on tourism?
The biggest impact of pandemic, it was actually tourism. We, even till today, we can feel it. The season just started a few days ago. It was a first charter from Poland. So I'm like starting my season now, but still we can feel the influence of COVID because of all the obligations that we have around, and still we don't know what we're going to be tomorrow. The rules are changing every day.
So how the situation looks right now?
At the moment, Macedonia is really open for everyone. We don't need any tests to entrance the country. The flights started again already to Skopje and to Ohrid. There are 2 airports in Macedonia. So, like I said, Macedonia is really open for a tourist, and we are counting on it that this year we're gonna work something.
And what do you think? What other solutions have you have to come up with during that difficult time for tourism?
That was the idea of Guides Without Borders. Actually, we started to work in like a virtual place. I already made one online tour in Skopje, which was visited from almost 1,000 people. It was so we started actually in this virtual life of guiding. That was something completely new for me. But also all this stuff with social media that we are doing. We're writing some songs, some short movies, but everything like it was this kind of virtual guiding.
So let's talk a bit about social media. Do you think it's part of your job now?
Yes, it must be. I'm not so happy with this kind of working. I prefer to work with live people in live. But yeah, this is something we need to do already.
And people are interested in that kind of stuff?
Yes, it's 21st century. So yeah, this is something that it's normal now. Maybe I'm like old-fashioned still, but yeah. You need to be there.
Yeah, you meet a lot of people, I guess, during your job, showing them beautiful Macedonia. So what kind of relations do you have with them? Like, it's only you meet them and that's all, or you have friends because of that job?
It depends. I've met really a lot of people. Like I said, I was the first and only Polish guide in Macedonia, so I have a lot of tours. This is my 10th year of working, 10th season that I'm working like a guide. But still I have some friends we have contact till today. Yesterday I have one group. The guy came after 8 years. It was first time 8 years ago, and I recognized him. It was like a huge hug, and it was nice atmosphere. He was part of the big group, and I recognized him. He also recognized me, of course. So it was like after 8 years, we met again in Skopje.
So a lot of people come here from Poland right now after that COVID?
Yeah, this year we are, I think that Poles and Ukrainians, for now, they came like with big groups. Like I say, first charter landed 3 days ago in Macedonia from Warsaw. Tomorrow I'm expecting the new charter from Katowice, so it was twice per week they will land flights from Poland.
So I have no idea how your job works. I mean, I don't know how people find you and all of that stuff. So if you could explain how you get the groups and...
That I already started even I was still in Poland. Or if this like 1 year I spent in Macedonia, so I was like In the beginning, of course, I was contacting all the agencies. In that period, Macedonia was not so popular in the Polish market, but I was looking for agencies. They have Macedonia in their programs. So I was like contacting them. Hello, I'm here. I'm a Polish speaking guide, and I'm expecting you. In the beginning, it was like that. For now, sometimes I have like questions from tomorrow. More like, do you have free time for tomorrow morning to guide us? So probably, I don't know, maybe social media. And like I said, it was a lot of agencies that I already work with them. So probably this is kind of info that is going around with Polish tourists.
And would you say that being a volunteer before helped you?
Yes, of course. This is like, I'm working with people, and before that, of all the activities in my life that I have, like a volunteer, of course, everything is compacting for a person. So it's a great opportunity.
So now we can say that being a volunteer is really good job, and we should do that. So let's talk about the future for tourism. What do you think? Can we expect?
Today, it's different to say. Like I said, we don't know what's going to be tomorrow. But for sure, that's the virtual guiding. It's something that it will be in the future. But at the moment, it's very hard to plan it, to think about it, what it's going to be.
I wanted to ask you also about the Skopje. What made you that you still here and that you still love that city?
Since I started my job, I started to love Skopje. I learned about the city, and then I'm sharing this information and this love about my city. I like it because it's a mix of culture, because it's like Balkans in a small. Skopje, it's not so huge city. It's like something more than 700,000 people, but it's the biggest city in Macedonia. It's the capital. It's 1/3 of population in Macedonia lives here, so you have almost everything what you need for a normal life. It's the biggest city in Macedonia. It's very easy to go around the city. Everything is close. So it's like I said, it's not so huge city that you need to travel like hours around. Everything you have, it's close in the city center. And of course, with this kind of job, I have everything in the city center. So my tours are around 2-3 hours. I can show everything. So it's easy also for working for me.
You are only tourist guide for Polish people, Ukrainian that you said, or also you are tourist guide for English speakers?
Most of the time I'm working with Polish tourists. That's why I don't have so much time for others. In 2019 was the best year for me, and I had almost every day in the season, starting like in April till October. Almost every day I had some Polish groups. Yeah, you are starting your volunteer project, and I'm support you, and I think it's really good opportunity. So I wish you all the best, and regards from my land of sun.